welcome back. So the song that I'm working on today, back where I was in I guess it was a folk band for a while there. Great time. Guys I played with, I loved playing with them. As a songwriter, can't stress enough how important it is to have other people to bounce ideas off of. I'm always a little hesitant whenever somebody tells me like, "Oh, hey, I don't like that. You should do something different there." Part of me is just kind of goes, "Oh, f you. I don't care. This is my song. I'm gonna do it my way." But over time, I've learned that it's important to just be yourself, but be willing to change. Be willing to hear what other people have to say. Be open to feedback. It's important. It helps you as a songwriter, helps you as a person. So this song doesn't really have a title. I have some chords written out for it. I'm not dead set on the chords during the verse, but what I really like are what I call bridge and the chorus. Those to me are the best parts of the song. I'll play those right now. And the teardrops below you, they glisten in the night. You listen for the sound of hope, but it pales in the light. While you're looking for the sand that isn't there, the sand is everywhere on this shore. So in hindsight, I think I was going to call this On This Shore, but I didn't write it at the top of the page, so I forgot. Really like the bridge and the chorus. The verse, this is what I had for the verse, so I'm going to kind of work on that a little bit. Listen to your story, and I listen to it well. All the people and places and familiar faces, it still sounds a lot like hell. All this pain that's around you, well, the mirror shows the source. Self-medicating, administrating your light. Oh shit! Your lines run its course. It goes in the bridge, and the teardrops below you. So I like that. I just never have been a fan of those verses. So let's see. I think I'm okay with the words, but listen to your story. Listen to your story, and I listen to it well. All the people and places and familiar faces. There's little notes that I wrote on here, which I don't know what half of them mean anymore. This was several years ago that I wrote this, so it's still kind of new, or it is new to me now. Listen to your story. You know what, I'm gonna do this. I like what I'm saying, I just don't like how I'm saying it in the song. So this is something that I can sometimes come up with on the spot. I can come up with like a good verse, a good idea, chorus, whatever, on the spot, but then I'll struggle and I'll just mull over parts of like the verses and stuff like that. So let's just kind of go with what we're trying to say here. So the idea behind the first couple verses is just somebody who is just a negative person. You know, they never have anything nice to say. They aren't fun to be around because they're so negative. To the outside person, it seems like it's such an easy fix, just start being nice. But to them, it doesn't seem that way. To them, their being this way is caused by something. And I guess I hadn't really figured out what that was when I started writing this song. I sit here and I listen. The story's going well. One thing when I songwrite, sometimes I will write, it's used in poetry a lot. There's a name for it. Too lazy to look up what that is, but a rhyming pattern. So for this song, it was A, B, C, C, B. So A, nothing rhymes with that line. B, that line and then the fifth line will rhyme. And then C and C, those two lines will rhyme. So I listened to your story, A. I listened to it well, B. All the people and places, C. And familiar faces, C. It still sounds a lot like hell, and that was B. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep that in the song. We'll see. I sit here and I listen, and the story's going well. I sit here and I listen, and the story is going well. But it's like you can't help it. But it's like you can't help it. Can't help it. And you couldn't shelve it. But it's like you can't help it. You're a bully on your pulpit. It's not bad. Yeah, we'll go with it. It's like you can't help it. You're a bully on your pulpit. And if I'm sticking with the same rhyming scheme, I'm having to rhyme with well. Last time I said it still sounds a lot like hell to end it. I don't know if I want to do that again. And I listen, the story's going well, but it's like you can't help it. You're a bully on your pulpit. Fuck, that scared me. Something to do with, like, you're your own worst enemy is kind of what I'm trying to say. But I have to make it fit in the line, potentially rhyme it with well. I kind of want to stick with that. I have a lot of songs that don't rhyme at all, and that's fine. There's a lot of popular songs out there that don't rhyme as well, and they're popular. For me, it's just easier to rhyme than it is to not rhyme. I guess it's just built into my brain now from having written so many songs over the years, and most of them rhyme. So popular resource for songwriting is rhyming dictionaries, or, the internet. There's a website called Rhyme Zone that I use a lot. One thing I like about Rhyme Zone, and I'm not sponsored, sponsor me please, I need money, is they'll have examples so you can see how it works with it's mostly just poems, I think, but they do have some song lyrics in there. And is a song a poem? It can start as a poem. You can't just add music to a poem because there's certain ways that you say words that doesn't translate well into singing. I try not to be anymore. I used to just write words and not even have any music in my head, nothing behind it. I used to just write words out and wow, big brain fart. Wow, this is a big brain fart. This is bad. I don't even remember what I was saying now. And what I came up with was, now there's no one left to tell. Yeah, I like that. Like, they don't have any friends anymore. Now there's no one left to tell. For me, I like the idea of, I try to fit a song on one piece of paper. If it's more than that, it's fine, it's no big deal. But I try to do that so I kind of have some restrictions that I'm putting on myself. I think that helps me in the long run. May not, I don't know. But it's the way I write. Okay, so that's the first verse, amended. And I like that. So the second verse was, all this pain around you, the mirror shows the source. Self-medicating, administrating, your lyings run its course. I've never, ever liked that. I think when I wrote it, I was like, I'm just writing to rhyme with other words. I'm not trying to say a story, which now to me is an important part of songwriting. I used to just try to rhyme and make sure the rhythm is correct, how the words flow, which is all important, but you need to be able to tell a story. There needs to be a flow, a progression in the song, not just musically, but lyrically. So right now I sit here, I listen, the story's going well, but it's like, can't help it, you're bully on your pulpit, there's no one left to tell. I do kind of like the beginning of that, all this pain that's around you. In fact, I'm going to give the guitar a little rest here. I've written songs, though, that take, 15 minutes to write, and that's it, and it's done. I don't even have to worry about it. I like it the way it is. Some songs, though, just take time. I've written songs that I've written the words to 5 years ago. It's been inside of a notebook since then. I find it, I'm like, oh, I really liked where I was going with this, and remake the song, make it a new song, make it a good song. So there's no rhyme or reason. So all this pain that's around you, I like that line. I don't like the mirror shows the source. It's just a little too the nose. I still want to say the same thing. It's, you're the source, you're the reason. I want to say itself, but I can't think of anything that rhymes with itself, the word itself. All this pain that's around you, you can change it any day. Rhyming with words like day, you, it's done too often, but there's a reason for that. There's like a literary reason for it, but what it boils down to is there's a lot of words that rhyme with those words. Day, play, say, fray, K, I don't know, there's a lot more than that. That's just my brain right now. You, blue, Sue, new, as in something is new, or I knew something. There's a lot of things I can do with that. So if I'm still doing the same thing, A, B, C, C, B, then that first line, you, is, nothing's gonna rhyme with that for the rest of that verse. All this pain that's around you, you can change it any day. You can change the players, clear the board of all the players. Kind of like that. Kind of like a board game, card game. Change it any day. And whatever cards. See, this is what happens when you rhyme with the word like players. Naysayer. That kind of works. Naysayer kind of plays into it. All this pain that's around you, you can change it any day. Clear the board of all the players. Rhyme zone. Clear the board of all the players. Whatever cards made you a hater. Not a perfect rhyme. Haters or hater players. It's the other nice thing about Rhyme Zone. You guys should really pay me. That'll tell you exact rhyme players, like Sayer was one of them. Taxpayer. And then they have close rhymes like hater. Prayer would be a really good rhyme, but I can't think of how to work that in that line. All this pain that's around you, you can change it any day. Clear the board of all the players. Whatever cards made you a hater. And now I'm rhyming with B, which is day. Kind of go back to the idea of it's a board game. So it's a new game. It's a new game. Play a game. It's a new game. The game can be different. It's not the game but how you play. It's not the game, but how you play. And the teardrops below you, they glisten in the night. You listen for the sound of hope, but it pales in the light. While you're looking for the sand that is... Okay, let's start playing it. So the way I used to write songs, and I still have a lot of songs like this, but I would have... it would start with me just singing the verse, or I'd have an intro like piece. I'd play the verse, maybe another verse. I would do a chorus, maybe another verse, and then a bridge, and then a chorus. I like to try to mix it up a little bit. I don't like it to be that cookie cutter. One of the many reasons why I like the Beatles, they do a lot of different stuff. They start, like She Loves You, they start, it's the chorus. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that's the chorus. They start with it. I don't think that works for this song. I might start, like the intro might be the chorus chords. I sat here and I listen, and the story's going well, but it's like you can't help it. You're a bully on your pulpit. Now there's no one left to tell. Intro is chords to chorus. It's also not a bad time when you're writing a song to start thinking about what else is going to be in the song. I've written songs that start on guitar, but they end up being a piano song. So it's not set in stone. You know, this can be turned into a like electronic synth song if I wanted to. I can make this into anything. I'm kind of keeping that pop, folk, rock, whatever feel to it. So let's kind of stick with that for now. But I like that. I like kind of what I did with it. I did away with a lot of the annoying things I didn't like about those verses. I know at the beginning I think I said that I didn't like the chords, but honestly, now that I've fixed the verses, the chords are okay. I don't mind the chords. I think they work well with the verse. I'm probably going to add another verse, so... all this pain that's around you, changing a day, clear the board of all the players, whatever cards made you a hater. See, the more I hear that, the more I don't like it. It's not the game, but how you play. So the next verse would be, you can either continue the story in the same fashion. So like for me, I'm just describing that this is kind of a shitty person. They just don't have anything nice to say for whatever reason. You can go into saying like, oh, well, like how they might change, what made them that way. I might do that. Pain that's around you can change it any day. The board of all the players. Do yourself a favor. That can work. It's not the game, but how you play. I kind of like the saying clear the or whatever, mentioning cards, but it's all this pain that's around you. You can change it any day. Clear the board of all the players. Do yourself a favor. It's not the game, but how you play. I could kind of talk about, this is kind of what I do in the chorus, which is, while you're looking for the sand that isn't there, the sand is everywhere on this shore. So it's kind of saying, say you're on a beach. Yeah, it's not going to be Miami Beach, but it's a beach. It's something. It's basically the same thing, and it can be that, but it's up to you. At least one more verse, so that's what I'm gonna work on now. Doing a song at this point is you already have all the music already done for the most part, or the chords to the song pretty much done. So now all I have to do is write more lyrics. So let's do that. Go over the words here, what I have so far. Sit here and I listen. Store's going well, but it's like you can't help it. Bully on your pulpit. Now there's no one left to tell. All this pain that's around you, you can change it any day. Clear the board of all the players. Do yourself a favor. I never erased that. It's not the game, but how you play. I see this verse as being like nobody wants to be around somebody who's like that. So you sit there and wonder. You sit there and wonder how the stories. No. Sat there and wonder why they've all gone away. That's good. You sit there and wonder why they've all gone away. Was it something you muttered? Something you said? I want to work on something about dead. You sit there and wonder why they've all gone away. Was it something you said? You'd rather be dead. It's a little grim. Sit there and wonder why they've all gone away. See, this is why you write it down. Sit there and wonder why they've all gone away. Was it something you said? Was it something you said? Was it something you said? They're better off instead. No one wants a dark cloud every day. Alright, I like this. So I'm gonna try just a run through of the song so far. I sit here and I listen, and the story's going well, but it's like you can't help it. You're a bully on your pulpit. Now there's no one left to tell. All this pain that's around you, you can change it any day. Clear the board of all the players and do yourself a favor. It's not the game, but how you play. And the teardrops below you, they glisten in the night. You listen for the sound of hope, but it pales in the light. And while you're looking for the sand that isn't there, the sand is everywhere on this shore. you sit there and you wonder why they've all gone away. Was it something you said? They're better off instead. No one wants a dark cloud every day, and the teardrops below you, they glisten in the night. You listen for the sound of hope, but it pales in the light. And while you're looking for the sand that isn't there, the sand is everywhere on this shore. While you're looking for the sand that isn't there, the sand is everywhere on this shore. So, now that the song is pretty much done lyrically and cordially, I like that. The next step is going to be recording. So it's going to take me a little while to get all the stuff ready to do that and record it, and so it looks good. But yeah, what do you guys think? Those verses sound okay? Took me a little while. Magic of editing, you're not going to see how long it took, thank God.